Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As always, if you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'll be showing you how you can use different mediums to create your one-of-a-kind epoxied tumblers. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So now that it is officially summer, this is the tumbler I want to feature in today's video. However, as I have mentioned in a previous video of mine, some of the tumblers that I do videos on, I had already started creating those prior to having a YouTube channel. So once I decided, I'm making these tumblers anyway, why not film it and create a YouTube channel and put them out there? So with that being said, I do not have video footage of this particular tumbler all the way through, but I will show you the same process that I used on this tumbler. It's just going to be a different design, but it is, like I said, it's the same process that I used on this tumbler. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And there you have it. We are using a sublimation tumbler. So that is the different medium that I was referring to. This is a 20-ounce skinny sublimation tumbler from Maker Flow Crafts. And you can see the packaging here, beautiful holographic box that it comes in. And what we're going to do is we are going to actually sublimate our beach theme background on the tumbler and get it prepared for our peekaboo. And so, of course, we're going to Creative Fabrica. I know everyone's probably so tired of hearing me talk about Creative Fabrica, but short of creating my own designs, that is my next favorite place to go to for designs. And it just saves me a lot of time. So now I'm just opening up my die cutting software because I use my die cutting software also to print things on. It just makes it super easy for me. The only thing is, when I import images, a lot of times they're way too large. And I think that's just because my software, it maybe is not compatible with whatever design software made the tumbler wrap. But it's easy for me to just shrink it down. It still keeps the clarity of the image, and then I just fit it into my 8.5 by 11 screen and print it off. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just shrinking it down to get it to the size that I want it. And then we're going to print that out on sublimation paper using our sublimation ink, of course. Okay, so now that our image has been printed out, I'm just going to take it over to my scrapbook table and trim the edge of one side and the bottom or the top so that there's not a border around our image. Okay, so now that we have our image trimmed up, we're going to go ahead and wrap it around our sublimation tumbler. Okay, so once you have your wrap on, you can either put it in a sublimation oven or you can put it in a tumbler press. So you want to be sure to wear heat resistant gloves when it comes out of the press or the oven because it will be extremely hot. So I'm just tearing off the paper and the plastic sheathing that was on the tumbler to reveal our beautiful sublimation design. Okay, so let's take a moment and pause to reflect which tumbler design we're actually featuring in this video. And that, remember, is this tumbler. So the sublimation design that I just showed you is not the actual one I used for this tumbler, but it's the same process. So with that being said, once you have your tumbler sublimated, you are ready to go ahead and place a stencil on your tumbler. Now, this again is not the same stencil that I used for the featured tumbler, but I'm just showing you the process. This was cut out of stencil vinyl, but you could use any removable vinyl that you like. And I just placed it on my tumbler where I wanted it. And I'm just trying to get it pressed down really good because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be spray painting this tumbler. And you don't want your vinyl having any gaps behind it because the spray paint could leak in behind there. But, and actually, before I spray painted my tumbler, I actually applied a little glitter to the bottom portion of the tumbler, just using the epoxy method. I just mixed up a little bit of epoxy, spread it on just the bottom part of the tumbler, and then sprinkled my glitter on. Once that was cured, then I did go ahead and place my vinyl. Excuse me, I did go ahead and place my stencil. So, but once the stencil is on, then you're ready to spray paint it, and you can spray paint it any color you'd like. And I just chose this really beautiful turquoisey blue color, and then remove your stencil. Okay, so here I'm just spray painting the tumbler with a clear coat because once your paint has dried and you have pulled the stencil up, then at that point, the tumbler is smooth enough. You can go ahead and place your semi-transparent vinyl on the tumbler. And then at that point, once that is dried, you're ready for your first coat of epoxy. Okay, now once I have the epoxy spread on there really good and I feel like it's the way that I would like it, I poured a little bit of glitter into a cup and I'm just dipping my finger into the glitter and just dabbing it into the open butterfly area. And this is just going to give a little bit of glisten and sparkle to the inside of that butterfly. Okay, so now we are going to apply an outline for the butterfly peekaboo area. And this is just going to sort of make that butterfly area just really pop and stand out. And just the shimmer of this vinyl, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. And I think it just really sets that peekaboo area off nicely. Okay, so once you have your outline and your lettering on there, you can go ahead and spray seal that just to be sure that none of the vinyl peels up or none of the epoxy gets in behind the vinyl, between the vinyl and the tumbler. And then you're ready for another coat of epoxy. Okay, so now I have taken a little bit of epoxy and I have mixed it with some wave white, and I'm just making some thin streaks along the bottom of the tumbler where the glitter and the paint kind of collide. And I'm just blowing that out with my heat gun, trying to make some waves, but I don't want big crushing waves. I just sort of want some soft cloud like waves. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time and trying to keep that from seeping up into the wording or the butterfly area. I just want it towards the bottom. So again, just taking some epoxy and wave white and putting it on the tumbler and blowing that out with my heat gun. Okay, guys, so that is it. Unless the tumbler needs to be sanded for smoothness and another coat of epoxy, you're you're finished. Don't forget, however, before you add your final 2 coats of epoxy, prior to doing that, make sure you do sand the rim of your tumbler. I failed to mention that step in the video, but that's very important to be sure to do that. But look how beautiful this turned out. I mean, I don't think all the lighting really does any of the tumblers justice. I don't know. To me, they're just so much prettier in person and just makes me ready for summer. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. I will have all of the products I used listed in the description box for you to check out if you're interested. And as always, I hope everyone has a very blessed day. Thanks again for watching, and now is a sneak peek for the next video.